Muslim. Abu Huraira narrated that the Prophet ﷺ said, this world, this dunya, is the believer's prison and the non-Muslims' Jannah. So this dunya is, for us as Muslims, is like prison, and for the non-Muslims, it's like Jannah. However, if you think any hadith or any ayah doesn't make sense to you, ask questions. It's okay to ask questions. Because if you think something is not, it doesn't make sense, and you feel like, okay, how come I ask question? If I ask question, that means my iman or my faith is weak. You become fragile. Any fitna, any critical question can easily break your iman. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because there's a story with this hadith that happened with Al-Imam Ibn Hajar. Al-Imam Ibn Hajar, rahimahullah, may Allah have mercy on his soul, is one of the most prominent scholars of hadith throughout the history of Islam. If you have to count 10 figures, 10 scholars of the history of hadith or the science of hadith from the time of the Prophet ﷺ or the time after the Sahaba till today, Ibn Hajar will be one of them. So one day, and Ibn Hajar, he was such a rich person. One day he was riding on the back of his horse. Servants are around him. He was walking in like a caravan, And there was such a poor non-Muslim person with a very dirty clothes, very poor man. He came to him and he stopped him. And he said, Ibn Hajar, I have a question for you. He said, go ahead. He said, there is a hadith in which the Prophet ﷺ says, this dunya is like a prison for a Muslim and a Jannah, like a paradise, like heaven for non-Muslims. He said, yes, this is an authentic hadith. He said, like, look at yourself. You're a Muslim, right? Look at your wealth. Look at your servants. Look at your horses. Is this prison? Look at me. How poor I am. How dirty my clothes are. So how come you are in a prison and I am in Jannah? What a tough question, right? What if someone asks you this? Sometimes questions are tough, right? But then Ibn Hajar alayhi rahmatullah says, what you see that I have compared to what is in the Jannah is like prison. It's nothing. It's nothing. The Prophet ﷺ in another hadith says, this dunya compared to Jannah does not even equal a wing of an insect. You see an insect, a little insect? The wing of that insect, this whole dunya and what is in it, gold, cars, palaces, houses, castles, money, banks, companies, marbles, you name it, doesn't even equal a wing of an insect compared to the hereafter, compared to the akhirah, compared to the Jannah. In another hadith, the Prophet ﷺ says that this dunya is like when you put your hand in water and you take it out, whatever remains, like your hand will still be wet. But can you compare the amount of water on your hand to the water in the ocean? You cannot compare that. That's how you compare dunya and akhirah. So he said, what you think, the wealth that you think I live in compared to Jannah is like a prison, is like nothing. And now you think that your poverty is a prison compared to the punishment of hellfire. It's like heaven. At least now you get something to eat. At least now when you're thirsty you drink. When you're hungry you eat. When you're tired you sleep. When it's sunny you can find shade. But in hellfire it's what? No sleep, no food, no water, right? Blazing fire all the time. So this would be heaven. What you're living in now is heaven compared to the punishment in the hereafter. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from the hellfire, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among the people of Jannah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.